Okay, hello everyone. So in this given opportunity, we would like to present our material about phonology that consists of phonetics and phonemics. But before we start our presentation, we would like to introduce ourselves first. So my name is Nilingah Dina Juliani, and my student number is 221-2021-039. And there are also my friends here.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikoma Indwastuti and my student number is 221-202-1038.
Hello everyone, my name is Lusaras Aprilia with student number 22120211043.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Eriska Florin and my student number is 22120211047.
Okay, that's our brief introduction. Right now, without any further ado, let's start the presentation. Windu, you can start the presentation.
Okay, Dina, thank you for this opportunity. So today I want to do the presentations about phonology. The first one, I would like to give the definition of phonology. So what is phonology? Phonology is the studies of the sound system of a language. Phonology studies the patterns, rules, and organizations of the sound units in a particular language. So, as you can see in the concept maps, phonology, they are divided into the two branches. The first one is phonetic, and the second one is phonemic. So, in the phonetic, they are also divided into the three categories. The first one is articulatory phonetic, the productions of speech sounds. The second one is acoustic phonetic, the physical way speech sound travel. And the last one is auditory phonetic, the way people perceive the speech sounds. And also there are phonemics, and phonemics divided into the two categories, segmental and suprasegmental. Okay, now let's take a look to the phonetic. So, what is phonetic? Phonetics, from the Greek word phone, is the branch of linguistics that deals with the physical production and receptions of sounds. It means that phonetic is not concerned with the meaning of the sounds, but instead focuses on the productions, transmissions, and receptions of sounds. Phonetic also pays special attention to the influence that vocal organs, such as lips and tongue, have in the formation and enunciations of sounds. Okay, here I want to show you how the sounds are delivered. So I provide the video animation. We need our speech organ to produce a sounds like lips, teeth, and tongue, as you can see in the video. And when the sounds are produced, it makes sound waves in the air, and the outer ear catches the wave which travel through the ear canal, and the wave reach the eardrum and make vibrations, and the vibration turn to the three tiny bones called malleus, incus, and stapes. And then this bone increase the sound's vibration and send them to the cochlea. And then the cochlea convert the vibrations into the neural signal, which are transmitted to the brain, and this is make the actual sounds. Okay, let's move again to the phonetic. As I explained before, that phonetic, they are divided into the three categories. The first one is articulatory phonetic. Articulatory phonetic is the study of how humans use their speech organ to produce specific sounds. Articulatory phonetic is concerned with the way sounds are created and also explain how we move our speech organ to produce certain sounds. Generally speaking, Articulatory phonetics also look at how aerodynamic energy transmitted into the acoustic energy. So, as you can see in the picture, when we produce sounds, we need our main speech organ. They are lips, teeth, alveolar ridge, tongue, larynx, vocal cords, epiglottis, pharynx, subpalate, uvula, and hard palate. Well, that's all my explanations. So the next material will be explained by my friends Eriska.
Okay, I will continue about articulatory phonetics that is divided in two categories, that is consonants and also vowels. Next. Okay, what is consonants? Consonants is the speech sounds that created by the partial and total closure of the vocal tract. And it is divided into three categories, that is voicing, place of articulation, and also manner of articulation. Next. In voicings, there are two sounds, that is voiced sound and also voiceless sound. For the voiced sound means that the sound you produce with vibration. And for the voiceless sounds, that is the sound you produce with no vibration. Next.
We have p as in.
So this is the video that show the explanation about voice and also voiceless sound.
Pen, and b as in bit, f as in fig, and v as in vase, t as in tip, and d as in done,
And you can
as in fork.
Okay, thank you. As what the speakers said, is there anyone that can pronounce the vs sound? Or everyone in here, could you please pronounce the vs sound? Maybe Windu, you can
Okay, as in face.
okay, thank you. Or maybe Dina, you can say the tip sound.
So the sound of the word tip is th.
Okay, thank you, Dina. And also Saras, maybe you can say the as in done.
Talk is a t.
Okay, Windu, you can repeat the video.
As
Can you
in
repeat the video?
those, ch as in chip, j as in jam, s as in save, z as in zoo, sh as in shore, z as in vision, k as in cat, g as in goat. Did you notice in those two lines there, the top line is unvoiced and the second line is the voiced version of the one above. It's exactly the same movement, but when you pronounce the top one, p or t, there is no vibration. And when you pronounce the second line, b, d, same mouth movement, vibration here. Isn't that cool?
Okay, let's move on to the place of articulation. There are 7 categories that is according to the place of articulation, that is bilabial, labiodental, interdental, alveolar, alveopalatal, and also velars, and glottal. For the bilabial is the sound that you produce with your both lips, and for the labial dental is the sound you produce with your upper teeth and lower lip. And next, interdental, that is sound you produce with tongue in between the upper and lower teeth. And for the alveolar is the sound that you produce with your tongue at or near the ridge behind the upper front teeth. And for the alveopalatal is the sound that you produce with your hard palate or the roof of the mouth. And for the velars is the sound that you produce with your velum or your soft palate. And for the glottal is the sound you produce with the glottis or the space between vocal folds.
First one is bilabial.
Okay, here is the video that show the example of
Like in pay or
the
happy
meanings of
or
articulation.
tap. And b, like in bay, abbey or tab. And like in may or hammer or jam. These are labiodental sounds. For example, like in feel or defy or proof, or v, like in veal or bravery or prove. These are the only two labiodental sounds in the English language. The next, interdental sounds, as you can see right here, and they are used to create this sound. Now, you may not recognize this symbol, which is part of the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, but it is the sound that occurs in thing, or toothache, or path. This other sound, which is also created with the TH, but it has a slightly different sound. This sound is the one that occurs in those, teething, and bathe. Alveolar. These sounds are t, like in top, acted, or bet. D, like in daze, abandon, or bed. S, like in soda, passing, and bus. You also have z, like in zipper, buzzing, and quiz. L, like in light, belly, and call. Like in right, carry, and car. And n, like in night, manner, and can. Alveopalatal, for example, shout, nation, and splash. Or zh, which is actually a sound that comes from the French and very rarely occurs at the beginning of a word, like in genre, or vision, or beige. You also have the ch sound. And if you notice, it's a combination of two symbols, and this is the sound that occurs in champion, and pitcher, and catch. Even if it's a combination of two symbols, it's actually just one sound. J. And that's the sound that happens in jacket, badger, and age. Y, which is y, like in yes, or Gruyere. The velar, like k, like cat, faking, attack. Or g, like gear, soggy, and tag. And this sound, for example, in sink and thing.
Okay, for the next is the manner of articulation. There are 6 manners of articulation, that is stops, or you can call it as a plosive. That means that sounds made by obstruction and release of the air from lungs. And next, there is nasals, that is sounds you produce when the air passes through the nasal cavity. And the third one is fricatives. This sound is made with two articulators that come close but don't touch. And next one is affricates. So this sound is made with the result of plosive and also fricative sounds. And next one is liquids. So this sound is made with the airstream passes through the mouth in fluid manner. And the last one is glides. That is sounds that relatively wide opening and have a little turbulence. Next.
Stops. P and B. Those are sounds that just occur once, but they cannot be stretched out. We have these other two, the T and the D.
Okay, so this video
Same thing happens with these two sounds.
tell the example of about the manner of articulation.
Or G, G. So you could call the first two bilabial stops, while the second two are alveolar stops, and the last two are velar stops because of where they're produced. The fricatives. For example, if we look at F and V, these two sounds occur with the bottom lip approaching the top teeth, and basically they touch each other. So you have the F and the V that occur as fricatives. As opposed to the stops, fricatives can actually be prolonged as long as you have air in your lungs. So you have th like in thing and th like in those. That is the exact same case, but the tongue, the tip of the tongue is coming between the teeth. Two more fricatives would be the s and the z. The blade of the tongue that's actually coming up to the hard palate, and then that's where that friction is happening. So you got sh and zh. So the F and the V would be labiodental fricatives. So if we describe the th and the th, we would describe them as interdental fricatives. The S and the Z, or the S and the Z, we would call them alveolar fricatives, and the sh and the zh, we would call them alveopalatal fricatives, affricates. So we've got the ch like in champion, or the j like in jacket, or age, or judge. And these sounds cannot be prolonged. Alveopalatal affricates. The affricates are the only ones that have two symbols as the representation of one sound. The nasals. The the n, and also See, the is a bilabial nasal. The n is an alveolar nasal, and we can describe the as a velar nasal. Of the liquids, there's only two liquids. You have the lateral, which is the letter L, pronounced l, like in light and belly and call. But the air actually escapes through the sides of the tongue, and that's why it's called the lateral. And then you also have the retroflex, which is the R, like in right, or carry, or car. It's called the retroflex because when you're producing it, the tip of the tongue slightly bends backwards. And that's what retroflex means. Be very clear, we call the lateral the alveolar lateral, and the retroflex the alveolar retroflex. The glides. The glides in the English language are the W and the Y, or the W and the Y, produced with a lot of air coming out of the mouth, just really wide opening of the mouth. And you have way, for example, woo. There's a lot of space for the airstream to pass. The same thing goes for y, yes. So in all these cases that you see here, the glides are occurring at the beginning of the syllable. So for example, you have way, which is clearly in the beginning, but you also have awoke, and that's in the beginning of the syllable. Same thing here, yes, and gruyere, so gruyere. When they occur at the beginning of a syllable before the vowel, these glides will act like consonants, and that's when they're called glides. But if you have a glide that occurs after the vowel, it could be at the end of the syllable or right next to the vowel before the next syllable, these would actually be considered vowels. The v is the bilabial glide, and the y, or the y, is the alveopalatal glide.
Okay, for this next explanation will be explained by my friend Saras.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Ariska. So I will continue the vowels material. What is a vowel? A vowel is a spit sound produced when the breath flows out through the mouth without being blocked by the teeth, tongue, or lips. So vowels are divided into two branches. The first is monophthongs. Next. What is monophthong? So monophthong is a pure single or one vowel sound. For example, is feet. When we say this word, a long E sound can be here. It is a single vowel sound. Next. Okay, this is a table about 12 pure vowels monophthong and the example. Can you see the first is E? This is like me, this, need. And to be clear, let me show you the video. Next. Okay, this is the video.
Hi there, it's Nicholas Gauchi and welcome back to my accent clinic. Today I'm going to take you through the monophthong vowels of Standard English, one by one, and show you how examples with different spelling patterns can actually be pronounced with this. Start from the first vowel top left and then work my way through. I'll first say the vowel sound alone, then 3 example words. Here we go. E, cheese, peace, and evening. I, sit, him, pretty. E, men, bed, head. A, apple, cat, plan. Now vowel number 5 is our special vowel, the schwa, but I'll save that for next week. So next up, bird, turn, perk. A, bus, fun, money. R, card, start, heart. U, school, group, and clue. Push, pull, good. Or, walk, more, door. O, what, hot, stop. So I guess I should stop here for today. So these were just a few examples of common spelling patterns for all the different English monophthongs. Hopefully this episode...
Okay, this is the video about monophthongs vowels. The second one is diphthong. So diphthongs is a single sound that is produced when two vowels are joined together in order. The sound starts with a single vowel sound but blends into another when they are articulate. For example, is away. When we say the word, the vowel moves from a long A sound to long I sound. Next, let's check some example of diphthong. Okay, this is A like cry, mine like bright and lime. So to be clear, let me show you the video. Okay, this is the video about how to pronounce diphthong.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Pronunciation with Emma. In this video I'm going to take you through the diphthongs in the British phonemic chart. So some people find diphthongs quite tricky and you may not have them in your own language, but they're basically a combination of two sounds put together in the same syllable. Now in British English we have 8 diphthongs. Make sure you stay until the end of the video so you can learn them all, and also don't forget to download your free phonemic chart, your free British phonemic chart made especially for you. So the first diphthong we have in English is ear, ear, hear, a, day, ur, cure, oi, oi, boy, oh, go, air, chair, I, mine, ow, cow. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in improving your pronunciation, don't forget to click the subscribe button. I post weekly videos to help.
Okay, this is the video how to pronounce diphthongs. The next material I will explain about acoustic phonetic. Acoustic phonetic is the study of how speech sound travel from the moment they are produced by the speaker until they reach the listener ear. So, next, in acoustic phonetic, analyze how sound is transmitted and then it creates sound wave. This is there for properties of sound wave. The first is the wavelength refers to the distance between the crest or highest point of the sound wave. The second one is the period of a sound wave refers to the amount of time it takes for the sound to create a complete wave cycle. The third is the amplitude of a sound wave is represented in high. When the sound is very loud, the amplitude of the sound wave is high. And the last but not least is the frequency, refers to the number of waves production per second. Next. Okay, the next material is about auditory phonetic. What is auditory phonetic? Auditory phonetic is the study of how people hear speech sound. It is concerned with speech perception. Auditory phonetic studies the relationship between speech and the listener's interpretation. The example video like window videos played before. Okay, the next material will be explained by my friends Dina.
Okay, right now I'll explain about phonemics. So Windu, you can next to the next slide. Okay, phonemics is the study of distinct units of sounds in language. And to make you more understand about what is phonemics, you can watch this video. Windu, you can play the video.
Soup.
And also you can also practice while you're watching this video.
Light. Dog. Cap. Bag. Man. Rain. King. Fish. Van. Thumb. Mother. Mouse. Zebra. Shoe. Television. Hand. cheese, jet, right, log, yo-yo, whale, see, swim, bed, cat.
Okay, that's the video that I provide you. Right now, let's take a look on the screen. As you can see on the screen, phonemic studies has two branches. First is segmental and second is suprasegmental. Let's start with segmental first. So segmental phonology is the sound can be divided into discrete segments. A segment is the smallest unit of language, which mean any individual sound. So because of the segment is the smallest unit of language, of course it is related to phonemes. Next. Here I give you the example what is segmental. So as you can see on the screen, there are several examples. First is cat. So this word cat we can break down into individual sound like k, a, t. So these are the segment of the word, like the other example too. So we can conclude that segmental is the ability to break a word down into its individual sounds. Next. Okay, right now let's talk about the second branches of phonemics. So suprasegmental is the second branches of phonemics. What is suprasegmental? So suprasegmental involves the melody of spoken language, awareness of speech rhythm, also perception and production of stress placement and word boundaries. And suprasegmental has three features. First is intonation, second is stress, and third is juncture. Let's talk about intonation. So in English, there are intonation patterns that consist of rising, falling, rising, falling, falling, rising, flat, high, and low.
Let's practice. Here's a word.
Here I provide you with the example of the intonation patterns, so you can watch it and practice.
Let's try saying the word with different intonation patterns. Repeat after me. Rising. Where? Falling. Where? Rising, falling. Where? Falling, rising. Where?
Let's try one more time with two words. How many? Rising. How many? Falling. How many? Rising, falling. How many? Falling, rising. How many?
For example, I live in Madrid.
So after you watch that video, may be you wondering how to use the intonation patterns, right? So here are the basic rules how to use the intonation patterns. First is falling tone. So falling tone, we use the falling tone to show the end of the sentence, like this video.
She's a lawyer. We might be a bit late.
You can use a rising tone to show that your sentence isn't finished yet. For example, I live in Madrid, but I was born in Canada. She's a lawyer, although she isn't working at the moment. We might be a bit late because I don't finish work until 7.
Let's practice. First, listen to 3 words you saw before. Person, beautiful, information.
Okay, that's about the first features of the first segmental, that is intonation. So right now let's move to the second features of the first segmental, that is stress. So before we talk about stress, I need you to know about the syllable first. Maybe some of you already know about what is syllables and some of you don't. So syllable is in Indonesia is suku kata. So to make you more understand, I'll give you the example. So I have 4 words here: fast, person, and then beautiful, and then also we have information. And so the first word, fast, has 1 syllable, but the second word, person, has 2 syllable, person. And then the third word has 3 syllable, beautiful. And then the fourth word has 4 syllable, information. So that is syllable. Right now, let's take a look to the video.
So where's the stress in these 3 words? Listen again, and this time repeat the words after me. Person, beautiful, information.
Let's try one more time. Person, beautiful, information.
So after you watch that video, that we can conclude that stress is penekanan in Indonesia. And after you watch that video, maybe you're wondering how to find stress in a word. So first, you can hear the word and hear the syllables that have more clear pronunciation and have more stress. But if you have still if you still have no clue where is the stress, here I give you an example how to find the stress. So we can find the stress by looking at the phonetics transcription. As you can see on the screen, on the example part, there are a word breakfast. So the word breakfast has a stress in the first syllables, that is break. So how do we know that there is the stress? So you can see the apostrophe there. So the apostrophe show you where is the stress. So the syllable after the apostrophe, it is the stress. Example, banana. So you can see where is the apostrophe in the banana word. And after apostrophe, there is a syllable na, and that is the stress, banana. So that's how we find the stress. But if the word just have 1 syllable like fast, so you don't need to think about where is the stress is. And if the word have more than 1 syllables, of course you need to think about where is the stress. Next. Okay, right now let's talk about the third features of the first segmental. So there are basic types of juncture. First is open juncture. So open juncture is the manner of transition from one phoneme to the next into utterances. And also we have closed juncture. So closed juncture is exists between syllables in a word. It is a normal transition from one phoneme to the next within an utterances. To make you more understand about what is open juncture and closed juncture, here I provide you the video.
Let's take a look at the examples. Repeat after me. He lies. He'll ice. My turn. Might earn. Play nice. Plain ice.
For example, the word juncture. You don't say juncture, but juncture.
So that's all about our presentation today. Sorry if we made a mistake. Thank you for watching and goodbye.